Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Fitness Friday Quarantine Edition. Now, the last few weeks I haven't been doing any workout videos and talking about exercising. I am in quarantine. I am social distancing. I think it's a very important thing that we all do. So what I have been doing is thinking about what are the things you might be thinking about or struggles you might be having during this quarantine time. And I'm sharing that and also letting you know what my struggles are and what I'm dealing with. And so what I'm dealing with is, how do we stay happy during this time? You know, when all the things that we're used to doing and all the people we're used to seeing that make us feel good, that make us feel connected, that inspire us and enrich our lives and make us happy, how do we survive not having access to those things? So I pulled out this book that I have to remind me of how to stay happy. It's called Secrets Happy People Know. So check this out, because I think there's some really good tips in here that I've been sort of clinging on to because it's been helping me. One of the things is humor inhabits happy people. I can't think of anything more true. I really can't. You know, a few weeks ago I posted a video of my son walking around in my boots. And some people got in their feelings about a little boy walking around in his mama's boots. Well, that was the funniest shit that happened in my house for a long time. And we laughed on that for a minute. And he was just a little boy trying to use everything we had at our disposal to find some funny. My son is the class clown. He gets so much joy out of making people laugh. And I think he knew that would make me laugh. And he did that for me. So whatever anybody said, okay, don't matter. Because my son had the time of his life boot walking all through the house. And I laughed my ass off. So there you go. Happy people inhabit humor. So find the humor in your household. Whatever that is, be free. Find it. Happy people accept themselves as they are. Ooh. Yeah, that's a mouthful. You know, I think learning how to accept ourselves for who we are, I know it's been a journey for me. I've had to learn to really love myself in all my parts. And I think that's a struggle that most people face. You know, really accepting who we are. And we're imperfect. And learning to love the imperfections as much as we love the things that we think are lovable. It's about learning to love those so-called unlovable parts, because the unlovable is, honestly, I think what makes most people lovable. It's the imperfections that make us human and therefore make us lovable. Oh my God. Happy people know that age is just a number. Now, I'm not making this up. I want you to see that. It's right there. Happy people know that age is just a number. Now, I have known this my whole life. And not just because I've arrived in my 50s. I have known this my whole life, that age is just a number. When I was young, I felt like I was much older than all of my peers. And now that I'm older, I feel like I'm younger than all of my peers. And it's not a physical, like I feel physically younger. I feel physically younger mentally. I have had the ability to stay connected to that inner child and to stay free and to stay open and to stay fun and to laugh at myself, find the joy like children do in the silly things and see the mundane and find it funny, you know, and I think that's what keeps us young. Every day, each one of us is getting older. So this physical self is going, trust me, is going, and you can't stop it. And it doesn't matter, because what defines your age and defines you is not this physical manifestation. It goes much deeper than that. So I say, don't be afraid of aging, you know? The more you age, the more you know. Okay, let's see, what else? Happy people give themselves something good to chew on. Oh, well. Okay, I'm alone right now, so I'm not really chewing. Happy people give themselves something to chew on. Well, I'm just gonna let this one go. I'm just gonna skip that one. Happy people know when to call it a night. Now, ain't that a word? Happy people know when to call it a night. Except in quarantine right now, if you're going over to club quarantine with D-Nights, we don't know how to call it a night over there with D-Nights. Because we just want that brother to keep playing and playing and playing and playing. That's the only time when it's okay that you don't know when to leave the club. When you don't know to grab your coat and go home. That's the time when you can stay all night long because your bed is just like right over there. Generally, happy people know when to call it a night, except when you're with D-Nice and club quarantine. I've been recently named First Lady of Club Quarantine, and I wear that crown proudly because I love that. I love all you beautiful people that show up there every night, and we really have a good time, so I accept that. Happy people exercise their right to be joyful. Oh, that is so true. You know, we control if we decide to be joyful. I have been in some of the worst situations in my whole life, and I have decided in those moments, you know what? I'm going to decide to be happy right now. I can control how I feel about this. And I learned that very early in my life. I can control how I feel about this situation. I have the power to do that. And I think that's what happy people know. Happy people know that they have a right to be joyful and that it's up to them to create that joy. The happiest people are those who do the most for others. I'm going to say that again. The happiest people are those that do the most for others. What comes to mind when I read this quote is my friend Dondre Whitfield. He's one of my dear sweet friends, and he came into my life at a time when I was struggling with relationships and men and blah, blah, blah. It's boring. But anyway, he told me, you know what, Hallie? A real man looks to serve. A boy or a male looks to be served. Did y'all hear that? A real man looks to serve. A boy or a male looks to be served. That was deep for me and life-changing. So I agree with this one. The happiest people are those who do the most for others. And when I think about it, I am the happiest when I'm doing something for my friends, for my children, when I'm surprising someone that I don't know and I'm giving them a gift, or I'm showing up somewhere that nobody expects me to be, and I make others happy. So I believe that that's true. During these times of COVID-19 and social distancing and home quarantine, please take time. Order this book if you can. It's got some wonderful tips to stay connected to your happiness and help you get through this time. I am in this with all of you. I send you love. I send you happiness, and I send you joy. And I will see you at Club Quarantine on the dance floor.